11 minutes of nonstop news in East Point. This morning, people in the area say they're scared to take families to a local park. Police tell us they have received hundreds of calls with problems there. Police say they've started sex stings at Skies Park after catching people in the act. Police Sergeant Jay Watkins says almost 24 people have now been charged with public indecency. This has been a problem over the past few months. They say many of the suspects are from out of state.
That's my major concern is for the kids. They don't need to see this kind of stuff in public at all, as it's already shown enough on TV.
In a public park, there's a certain behavior you should maintain. Would you want your family to see you behaving like this in a park?
Police are asking anyone who sees lewd activity to call them.
Police say a dating app is making a local park a meetup spot for sex. Police have been aggressively patrolling Sykes Park for months now. Investigative reporter Ashley Lincoln live now in East Point with how a federal agent was just arrested in a sex sting. Ashley.
George, disturbing allegations here. We do know from police, they say majority of these acts are happening in broad daylight. Some reports have happened here on picnic benches, and they say even though despite the street behind me to the extending part of the park is closed off, they say people go down in the woods to engage in illicit activity.
It's happened in the middle of the day. This specific arrest was made at 6:30 in the afternoon.
It's the arrest of a U.S. Customs and Border Protection officer. East Point Police Chief Sean Buchanan says shows just how widespread this problem is. Majority of those individuals, are they even East Point residents?
No. Unfortunately, we've gotten ourselves put on some type of app on social media, so now we're known as a meeting space for this type of behavior.
Thursday, 37-year-old Garrett Reinhardt's arrest marks a growing list of people arrested for meeting at Sykes Park to have sex.
They're committing these acts in public on picnic tables, so we just can't have that.
Buchanan says Reinhardt was communicating with an undercover City of East Point police officer on a popular dating app. According to documents Channel 2 exclusively obtained, Reinhardt allegedly explicitly asked for a sexual favor, messaging, quote, "Hey, are you free to me?" When Reinhardt arrived at the park, he was placed under arrest. The incident report says officers found condoms and lubricant on him. I found Reinhardt has more than 10 years of service with the U.S. Border Protection Agency.
That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate.
Police say dozens of people who've been arrested are working professionals.
Go to a hotel or a motel, but do not come to our parks.
Napoleon Black lives near the park and says he's thankful for law enforcement's aggressive actions.
We're grateful for the patrols. They've really been aggressive in trying to clean up this park.
And because Reinhardt requested for the sexual favor over that social media app, he was only charged with conspiracy and loitering. Now, we were out here today. Police, they have been aggressively engaging in patrols in this park area to make sure none of that activity continues. Reporting live tonight in East Point, Ashley Lincoln, Channel 2 Action News.
Tonight at 11 and only on 11 Alive News, new details about sting operations underway at an East Point park.
I'm not going to lie, this story shocked me. Right now, parents say they can't even take their kids to the park because they're scared of what they might see.
11 Alive's Don White is at Skies Park tonight with a message from concerned neighbors and also police.
East Point police say what's going on here at this park is causing them to get hundreds of complaints a month from residents, and many of those residents have shown up to city council meetings to voice their concerns. Napoleon Black used to love walking his dogs at Sykes Park until...
You're talking 9 a.m., 10 a.m., 2 p.m., 11 p.m., and that's not what we want in this park.
What he doesn't want is people allegedly having sex during broad daylight on tables, in the woods, and throughout Sykes Park in front of children, according to police.
I wouldn't send my wife, I wouldn't send my kids, I wouldn't send any minors over into that park at night, or during the day for that matter, unless I was with them, like a hawk.
Now police say they've started sex stings in the park, catching people in the act. Many are not even from Georgia.
We've been setting up surveillance in the area, but also the use of social media and some of the sites that they use for meetups. We've been monitoring those as well.
East Point Police Sergeant Jay Watkins says almost 24 people have been charged with public indecency over the past few months.
That's my major concern is for the kids. They don't need to see this kind of stuff in public at all, as it's already shown enough on TV.
Napoleon has a strong message for the people, making him feel uncomfortable going into the park.
In a public park, there's a certain behavior you should maintain. Would you want your family to see you behaving like this in a park?
We're not going to tolerate such acts in our city with the youth that are there trying to play and have fun and disrupt family lives.
Police say if you see lewd activity here, you should call 911 right away. In East Point, Dawn White's 11 Alive News.
Good morning, everybody. Yeah, it's Monday, fun day, Monday. But Monday really ain't fun day. Monday, October 16th. The year is 2023, and Grayson's here. Grayson, why didn't you eat your breakfast this morning? Why didn't you go eat your breakfast this morning? Grayson did not want that breakfast. He just been chasing after me and chasing and running around and chasing and running. It is a beautiful Monday. It's chilly outside. I got the heat on in here. And you see I got a sweater on today. I said, shouldn't get up there. It's kind of, why did I do with that phone? Hold on, grab this phone and grab her. I know that phone will start ringing. Move. What did I do with it? Oh, I see it. Move. Damn phone behind the laptop. I need to get a paper towel so I won't spill coffee all over the damn face. It's a beautiful morning. Here's Ginger. Hey, everybody. Ginger and Grayson. Hey, this is over here just having a good old time. Yeah. But anyway, so that's an interesting news article. I mean, when I first moved to Atlanta in 1989, I heard about guys going down to the going down to the park and having sex. Piedmont Park. Now, I've lived here for over 34 years, about 35 years now. And I would hear about this type of activities at the park. I've never seen it, never participated, but I would hear about this stuff. And for me, I was kind of like, why was somebody going to go down to a park and do this type of stuff? This has been going on for decades here in Atlanta, not just Atlanta, at the airports and various places, everywhere. So I would see this stuff going on, I would hear about this stuff going on, and then little by little, some associates and people I knew who were doing this type of stuff got arrested. They would get arrested. A couple got arrested at Piedmont Park. Some got arrested at the airport. There's various places where these guys were doing this sexual activity in public spaces. I don't know why they do this mess. They would get arrested. And they would get charged with public indecency, which I think is a misdemeanor, something similar to that along the way. It's something very, very minor. However, that minor charge would later turn out to be a very serious charge when they went to go get a job because they couldn't get employment because they couldn't pass the background check because this charge would pop up, and because this charge would pop up, they would be like, well, what is this charge of public indecency would happen? And in some instances, they could get the police report. I'm not sure, what took place, but these people were denied these jobs and opportunities based upon foolish things that they did in their early 20s. But what's shocking to me is to see grown-ass people in their 30s and 40s and 50s in public places getting arrested, real estate agents, homeland security agents, all types of professional people who you would think would know better than to go down to a public park and participate in sex in a park. On the park tables, in the woods, in the trees, and what is wrong with these motherfuckers? So they lock them up. So now they started to lock them up and post their pictures on the internet. You can go down to the East Point Police website and you can see the pictures of the people who've been arrested. And some gay people are actually upset about this. But y'all listen, I have seen many photographs of men arrested in a sting operation for approaching prostitutes, trying to get with a prostitute or a woman for sexual whatever, and they set them up and they lock them all up. They've arrested people in these massage parlors, showed all their pictures. So the gay community seems to think, well, we should be, our infractions with the law shouldn't be broadcast on social media, our photographs displayed. Listen, you know different than nobody else. Whether you shoplifting, having sex in the park, murder, they always post the photographs of criminals who have been involved in criminal activity. And I mean, for years, y'all can Google all the men who've been arrested all over the United States, not just Atlanta, for dealing with women, prostitutes, approaching prostitutes, and all this other stuff. So I don't know why anybody would have a problem with these photographs. But some people are very angry. It says, well, listen. If you don't want your photographs flashed all over the internet for criminal activity, the best thing to do is not to commit criminal activity. You ain't got to worry about it. If you're concerned about your family members and friends finding out that you was down at at Sykes Park in East Point fucking behind a tree, who does that? It's just kind of like, okay. And the crazy part is I know people who live in that area, and this park has been known for this for a while, for years. And now East Point police have had enough and said, okay, we're going to crack the whip and stop this shit. So they've been arresting a whole lot of people over the past few weeks. Until the word gets out, don't go there to that park or your ass going to get locked up. They'll just move on to the next park. That's all. They'll find somewhere else to do that. They don't care. But the crazy part, they're doing this shit in the middle of the day in broad daylight. Not in the middle of the night under the cloak of darkness, but in the middle of the day. You got to be pretty damn horny to risk going to want to go to jail for going down to a park in the middle of the day to participate in getting God knows what they're doing down there. Who knows what they're doing down in the park? And I can pretty much imagine. In that video, that one guy said he wanted to get fucked and he bought condoms lewd. Can't y'all do this in the comfort of... What happened to Motel 6? Shit, Motel 6 was cheap. Why can't you get a hotel room? Why can't you go to the comfort of your home? Something's kind of weird here that so many of these guys are participating in this public sex. And you see it all over Twitter. If you go on Twitter and the internet, you see all this crazy shit these guys are doing. But hey, that's on them if they decide to make that decision because it's their life. But I would make sure I was not doing anything of that craziness because, well, this ain't for me. But if people choose to make that decision, and participate in this crazy stuff, well, they just have to be willing to put up with the outcome of the circumstance of the situation. Like I know you wouldn't even be involved in that shit. Everybody got to find out on their own. Life is complicated. Don't have to be that damn complicated. I think these people are complicating their own lives. And then there's sexual addiction. We have sex addicts out here. I guess they're going to get cured for their sexual addiction in the prison system because they keep getting arrested for that shit. And if they get arrested, and what if there was children watching? It's just so many things that could go wrong with this sex in the park bullshit that it's just like... But some of these guys have probably been doing this stuff for years. I don't know if y'all remember that man being arrested. The sheriff, the Cobb County sheriff was arrested at Piedmont Park a few years ago. DeKalb County Sheriff, the sheriff of DeKalb County was arrested down in Piedmont Park for something very similar to this. I can't remember all the details, but I did a video about it years ago. But he was arrested down at Piedmont Park for doing this crazy stuff. I was trying to look it up again. Yeah, the DeKalb sheriff arrested after exposing himself in Piedmont Park. This was in 2017. It was in May of 2017. DeKalb County Sheriff Jeffrey Mann was arrested Saturday night in Piedmont Park and charged with indecency. He eventually pleaded guilty to the charge and was banished from all city parks. This was funny. I always wondered. He pleaded no guilty to obstruction and prohibited conduct in the park by violating hour. So they dropped the charges to the indecency charge as a serious charge. Yeah, and waived his right to trial. He was a 360-day suspended sentence and 80 hours of community service. 80 hours of community services. What does it say? They said he was banished from the parks. Prohibited conduct in the park. I never understood why this man was in that damn park. What was the man? He was caught exposing himself, and he had his penis out in Piedmont Park along 10th Street on May 6th by an Atlanta police officer about 11 p.m. According to the Atlanta Police Department report, man was spotted by an officer in the area of the park. Now, this is Piedmont Park. This is in Midtown. This is a different incident than the news is reporting. That's in East Point, a totally different park, miles apart from each other. Man was spotted by an officer in the area of the park known for sexual acts after dark. The officer reported that he saw a man filling his penis through his pants and then expose himself, making inappropriate motion. The officer shined his flashlight on the sheriff, and man fled. Man ran across 10th Street, but they actually have a video of him running from the police officer. So this man was the sheriff, and he was in Piedmont Park with his dick out his pants. Well, I guess that's what people want to do. But, like I said, I've known a lot of people who've been arrested for this stuff over the years, who've gone to these places, these parks and public places. I had a friend who while he was in college, he was arrested at the airport here in Atlanta, Hartsfield International Airport. They locked his ass up in the bathroom doing something. Can't you do it at home? You have your own private bedroom. Can't you go get a hotel room, motel room, Holiday Inn? Something? Seriously. To be honest with you guys, and I just don't have no sympathy for these people who've been arrested in these environments. If you've been locked up at Piedmont Park or any of these parks or airports for participating in sex in public, you that fucking horny, and then police bust your ass, you might have had it coming, because common sense should tell you, you're in a public place where anybody can walk through. They don't want to see y'all in there participating in sexual activities. What about children coming around? What about, it just doesn't make sense. And so a lot of these gay guys are furious again that these pictures were posted and these people were arrested, and I'm thinking, y'all don't get it. They arrest people all the time for all kinds of stuff, straight people, and then they feel like they're going after gay people. Well, they go after straight people too. Just keep your dick in your damn pants and go home and fuck in the privacy of your own home. You don't have to worry about this shit. But anyway, I cannot defend them heathens in them parks participating in sexual activity in a park in the middle of the day. At that, sun shining bright, you up in behind the damn park, getting your asshole blown out. But listen, that's the decision they made. They've been arrested. They're going to continue to arrest people for the activities. And they're just going to move to another park. Once they clear up that park, they're going to move to another park. They're locking in folks at this park. They're not going to stop this crazy activity. It's been going on for decades. I'm 53, and it's been going on since I moved to Atlanta in 1989. And don't forget the incident in New Jersey where that banker flew, the CEO of a bank who lived here in Atlanta, in Alpharetta, he flew up to New Jersey for a banking conference. Well, he was shot and killed by a police officer in a park for participating in sexual activity in the middle of the night. He was in the park, ran from the office and got into a wrestling match with the officer. The officer tried to lock him up because he was caught actually in the act of having sex with somebody. And this man was a married man, married with children. He was the CEO of a bank, made good money. And he was in a park in the middle of the night in New Jersey and got shot and killed. And you can Google that mess. Yeah, banker, just Alpharetta banker killed in public park in New Jersey. You'll pull that story out. This was a few years ago. That was a sad situation. Not sure what that was about. Let me see, bank CEO, but I don't know. I'm not exactly sure what he was doing. Well, I know well. He was in his damn park. There it is. Atlanta CEO fatally shot. This was in 2010. Atlanta CEO shot in Newark Park by Essex Sheriff's detective was visiting New Jersey he was there for a reunion, a high school reunion. Atlanta CEO deferred gaming killed by cop in sex suite of New Jersey Park. You know, that's just what an idiot, you know. Fatally shot in a park because he was, well, out there having sex. We ain't worth dying for, was it? But I guess he had a wife and kids at home. That's just, some of this stuff doesn't make sense. It's just kind of insane. But anyway, I just wanted to do a video about that. This is another video I'm going to do because something else I popped. When I was working on this video, I saw another story that I thought was very interesting. But today it is Monday, October the 16th, the year is 2023. Keep your peanuts in your pants in public places. Stay out of these damn parks and bathrooms and airports. And y'all won't have to worry about being locked up and getting arrested and your mugshot being splashed all over social media. And your family being embarrassed by your foolish behavior at a public park at 12 noon. Anyway, I'm out of here and enjoy this beautiful Monday, October 16th, the year 2023. I'm out of here, and I look forward to reading you all's comments.